I'm going to give you an 100% success rate method on how to live a better life right now. Today on Wednesday's Waffle, I'm going to be waffling about how to literally improve your life. This isn't even waffle, this is like intergalactical space-time continuum information that's literally going to change the direction of your life. And all you have to do is do these things. So the number one thing I think and I know will change your life, and this has worked for me, is literally, you're probably not going to want to hear this, is to go into your brain and let go of what you think people think about you. And when you deep it, yeah, when you let what people think of you dictate your moves and how you move through life, you are essentially giving them like a PS5 controller. They're sitting down, logging into the account that is your life, and just deciding what they want to do. And to me, that's crazy because it literally is that. You're letting them dictate what you wear, how you move, whether you do this sport or this sport, whether you wear these clothes or these clothes. Like you're letting, the more you let people do that, they're literally just ruling your life. And to me, that's a very scary feeling. And it's something from a very young age, I've just never been that person. Now, there's areas, aspects of my life where I do deal with it because it is a very human thing to care what other people think because they are just existing right beside us, aren't they? Like our parents, our close friends, strangers, the internet, the wider world. It is a very human thing to care about what other people think about you. But when you deep it, you don't know what other people think about you. You don't even know if other people are real. And this is something I think about a lot. You cannot prove for certain that the person next to you, that your parents, that your friends are real people. You can't even prove that they're real people. The only consciousness you have experienced is your own. The only reality you've experienced is your own. And that is shaped by how you grew up, the people around you, etc. But that's the only one you can prove for sure is real. You don't know if everyone else is just a simulation or is just an extra, like it's a Truman Show vibe, and they're just there to complement your life and to play into it when they need to and then leave when they need to leave. And for me, that just makes to me that just points to the fact that no one else's opinion on you should matter because I don't even know if you are real. I don't know if you are real. I always use the analogy of the canvas. Your life is a canvas and you have a vision. You have a vision of what your life should look like. You have a vision of who you should end up with. You have a vision of what career you should be doing and what you should be doing and how you should be adding to the world. And you have it. It's intrinsic. Everyone has it. And sometimes you might not feel it, but it's probably because like it's being clouded by what you think you should do or what you see other 20-year-olds doing or what you see other 30-year-olds doing or the people you see other people hanging out with. And sometimes it's clouded and you can be really stuck within that kind of world and all this noise. But when you really take out the noise and you move it out and you remove the cobwebs, you know what that vision for your life is. Whether it's a feeling, whether it's shapes or colors, you know what that is deep down, or sometimes it's in the forefront and the other stuff is just getting in the way of that. But you have this canvas and you're the artist and it's your canvas and you bought it and you're sat here and you're trying to draw out this vision of your life for yourself. But when you let other people dictate your moves, when you let other people dictate what clothes you wear, or what aesthetic you have, or what you post, or how you post it, you're literally giving them the paintbrush and they're putting their flowers in the corner and your friend's like, I know you wanted to put like a tree here, but I'm gonna put flowers because I really love flowers. And they put flowers in the corner and they're like, that kind of ruins the vision. Like I was meant to put this specific thing here. I was meant to put this tree here that was gonna like bloom and it was going to be all across the canvas, but now since she's put the flower there, I guess, I'm not going to be able to do the tree. Too bad. You continue with the painting and then your parents come and they're like, no, 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 the sky, we want it to be a sunset. You wanted it to be dark. You wanted it to be evening vibes, and that was the vibe you had, but then you let them dictate what the picture is, and then by the time you're done the painting, it doesn't even look like it's yours. It's not yours. Everyone else has put in their little piece and it's not yours anymore. And then you'll end up at a point in your life where you're like, wow, I lived so much of it for other people. And for me, there's nothing worse than that feeling. I would rather get to a point, and maybe it's not even the pinnacle of the point, some things went wrong along the way, it's not going to happen. But get to a point where I'm like, okay, but I'm happy I dictated that. I'm here because of me, and there's no one to blame because of me. That's a much easier pill for me to swallow than thinking, wow, I really could have done things my way and ended up in a completely different situation, surrounded by completely different people doing a completely different thing. But because I listened to everyone else, I'm in this spot. You're the only one who has to live your life. You are literally the only person who has to live your life. You're the only person who has to go into college every day. You're the only person that has to clock into that job that you didn't want to do in the first place. You're the only person who has to spend time with this other person who is slowly killing you on the inside and not inspiring you and lighting a passion towards you. You're the only person who has to deal with that. So therefore you should be the only person who has a say in where you are and what you're doing and if you're with this person and if you're at their job. And to me, it's so simple. And in theory, all of this wishy washy, like manifestation, blah, is all very easy. But like, I understand, like, during the day to day, that can be difficult because that mindset can be really ingrained in your personality. It can be really ingrained in how you move right now. Like, you might think very highly of your friends and your parents. And obviously, I'm not saying you should ignore everything they say because in some situations they can be right and you can be wrong. That's a whole different topic. But I'm talking about like the direction of your life and very important things that are strong inside of you, and maybe society or maybe your parents or your friends can't really see the vision. They can't really see the vision of where you want to get to, and they might not understand the path you want to take. And sometimes it'd be easy to listen to them, and sometimes they can't convince you. And that's why it's important to have people who sow life into what you want to do around you, or people who take the time to understand you. That's another important thing. But I'm getting off topic. I feel like it is very important to sit with yourself and take note at each chapter of your life and just look over it like you're reviewing a piece of work you've done, like you're reviewing it. Or even if we take the canvas analogy, every time you've done a sketch or you've finished a piece of the puzzle, looking back at it and really sitting with yourself and saying, did I do this because I wanted to do it? I truly felt like this was the right path for me to take? Or were there outside influences that caused me to end up in this position? And that's something that's held true for me. Like, up until this point, I don't feel like I ever do anything because anyone else wants me to. If anything, I will do the opposite of what people want me to do. But I do have a very strong sense of where I want to end up and how I want to end up and how I want to end up there and how I'm going to do it. I literally just said that twice. It's so embarrassing. But you get the gist of what I'm saying. And I urge you to do the same with anything. You could start small. You could start with a specific niche in your life. Maybe it's to do with posting. And maybe you've been posting safely and you've been really safe and you're just doing what everyone else wants to do and you want to be a Gymshark athlete, an able athlete, and you feel like there's a specific route to get there. Ask yourself, is there this life is not real. You have the canvas, you have the paintbrush, you can get whatever, but you may not even want to paint. You may want to color, you may want to sketch. You literally are the artist and your life is the canvas, and whatever vision you have inside of you, just do it. Just do it. Just really sit with yourself, ask yourself what you want, and then just go for it full throttle. So that is my Wednesday waffle. I hope you got something from it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if there's anything else you want to touch on. Let me know if this resonated with you in any way. I literally reply to all my comments on YouTube, every single one. So like, comment, and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one, Pookie. Bye. Finish.